intergenerational trauma, it's a transmission of traumatic events that keep getting passed, just like a truck in a gear shift, that keeps getting shifted into one generation into the next.
They're finding now with addiction, the number one reason for addictions is disconnection.
She couldn't take care of me because of the intergenerational trauma that she took from her mom, which my grandma suffered from residential school, and which was, my grandma didn't know how to show affection, drinking, or drugs. I hate what the white man has done and all that to us. But, honestly, all I gotta say is that it's still affecting us to this day, and we gotta make change and just come together as one before it's too late, Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
So when the Europeans came, they disconnected our clan. Before it was the whole, that saying, it takes a community to raise a child. That came from our people. The whole clan raised the child.
The residential school survivors, they have a lot of pain, and when they see these guys on the streets, when people are so quick to judge, they're just native, they just drink. Put yourself in their shoes for 5 minutes, and maybe you'll understand why.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm a recovering addict, and that stems from my pain, that's come down from generation to generation. They're not educated enough to know that that's why they are the way they are, why they were raised that way, because their parents and their grandparents, had to go through it. And my daughters are affected by it because they had to live, they're my daughters, and I was in addiction, and so, it affects them now. Now they were raised, by my grandmother. I couldn't raise them, most of the time, but my grandmother was there, right? So it was hard. And sometimes I wouldn't even understand why. Why am I like this? Or why am I doing this? I would question myself, and I still question myself to this day, why do I feel like this? Or why is this happening? And that's what it is. It's intergenerational trauma, it is.
There's one thing on this world that I'm good at, that's being a father. I raised my kids right from when they came out of hospital. And all of a sudden they were taken from me.
So when we think of intergenerational trauma, and the length of time of healing depends on what happened, the age of the individual, and how deep the trauma goes back. As an Indigenous First Nation people, it's not going to happen in a year, right? It's not going to happen in 2 years. It's going to be a process that is going to take our generation, our children's generation, our grandchildren's generation, and their generation.
I have a lot of hope for our young people, but it's got to be through language and culture. And now we have language, Blackfoot apps, Cree apps that can help the young people retain the language. Sports, recreation, and our language, skirt making, moccasin making, song and dance and drumming for our boys, and just engaging. You keep the children busy and active, they'll stay out of trouble.
Then there is the arts. making things, learning to make regalia, learning to make traditional items, learning how to make a drum. Then there's sportsmanship, maybe riding horses, maybe playing hockey.
Reconnection to identity and to our heritage as Indigenous people. Through ceremony, our language and cultural retention. I'm a strong believer that culture heals.
Prayer for life. Smudge in the morning, smudge at night, smudge throughout the day. Teach your little ones to smudge. Hand it over. Try not to use words of anger with your loved ones. Think before you speak. Iiyika'kimaa, try hard. Live a prayerful life.